of Haseeb Ahmed, co-founder Zenda. Please welcome. A big hand, everybody, please.
Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. Thank you so much for giving us the opportunity to speak here. My name is Haseeb. My request could be that if I guess people are quite busy talking. Perfect. Hi, I'm Haseeb, co-founder of Zenda. Thank you so much for the opportunity. In terms of background, we have been in the education sector for the last 6-7 years, focusing on digitizing schools and generating insights by leveraging advanced analytics and AI to improve learning outcomes. While we were working with schools, we realized a lot of challenges that the schools face around managing their finances, managing their collections, and ensuring that they're able to manage their cash flows. These problems got aggravated during COVID, and as a result, we launched Zenda to help the schools manage these challenges. In this session today, we will share a little bit about the challenges that we have seen schools face and how Zenda is helping schools address those challenges. The biggest challenge, the single biggest challenge we saw that the schools are facing is getting money on time. Based on the research that we have done, 56% of the parents pay within 30 days of due date. All the rest pay 60 days down the line, 90 days down the line, 120 days down the line. On the other hand, the expenses are fixed. 70 to 75% of all the expenses need to be paid in the first week of the month. And this imbalance between money coming in and money going out causes immense stress to the finance teams in the school. Even this is not easy. On this chart, we have tried to map out the different methods in which the schools collect money. They collect cash, they collect PDC, they collect using POS machine, they do bank transfer, and they do payment links. And as you can see, all these processes are very complicated. A process as simple as bank transfer involves multiple steps and takes multiple days. For example, if you want to do bank transfer, the school needs to raise an invoice in an ERP. Then they need to send that to the parent. Then they need to follow up with the parent. The parent will take the notification from the school, log into their bank account, enter the IBAN number, take a screenshot, send the screenshot to the school, and then the poor school accountant will reconcile a screenshot with what they have there in the system. A process as simple as making a payment takes 5 to 7 days and is super cumbersome. If you look at all the payment methods that exist, all of them struggle and have challenges. What are those challenges? There are 5. Number 1, with cash, check, and POS, there are queues at the counter, and parents have to take out time during the day. Number 2, PDCs, which were very effective in the past, are becoming redundant very, very quickly. Number 3, all of these 5 methods require intensive and manual reconciliation. Number 4, there's need of active follow-up on email, on SMS, on phone with the parent, and as a result, the cash flows for the schools become unpredictable. Now, if we look at other sectors and see how have they digitized and how they have managed their collections, we can learn a lot. For example, if we look at utilities, Diva, which provides utilities in Dubai, they have a portal that enables instant payments and instant confirmations. No more back and forths. If we take telecom, Etisalat, they enable a customer to make a payment through debit card, credit card, bank transfer, Apple Pay, Google Pay, etc., making it easy and flexible for them. Moreover, if I buy a device from them, I'm forced to set up autopay, ensuring that they're able to collect money on time, unlike what schools can do. Similarly, if you look at entertainment, Netflix, there is no option to pay in cash. You have to pay online. And lastly, if I do not pay, there are implications. There are things that they can do. Now, if we look at the customer is already digitally native. The customer is expecting to have an app, to have a web portal, to engage with these service providers. And we have many examples. If I have to order a cab today, I don't call somebody, I don't stand in a queue, I use Careem or Uber. If I need to order food, I don't go to a restaurant, stand in a queue, I use Talabat, Noon, or Deliveroo. The brick and mortar commerce stores are moving to e-commerce, like Namshi and Amazon. And a thing that was very, very important, in-person meetings. Because of COVID and thanks to Zoom and Teams, that even is online now. That has moved to digital now. Now, looking at what other people are doing in terms of digitization, and looking at where parents are today, where they expect all the solutions to be digital, what can we do today to reinvent payments and financing in education? We believe there are three things that can be done. Number one, we should digitize fee collection. Create an experience that is simple, is end-to-end, that ensures that a parent can log in, see what they need to pay, and when do they need to pay. Number two, they can choose the payment method of their choice. It should be flexible. They can use Apple Pay, they can use bank transfer, they can use cards. And after they have done the payment, they can get an instant confirmation. Number two, we should automate fee reconciliation. All the finance teams and the accounting teams in school struggle with reconciliation. They spend hours trying to match what people have paid, and they have to spend hours cutting receipts. This is a process that needs to be automated for digital to be effective. And lastly, we need to focus on enhancing parents' experience. Majority of the schools charge termly, but parents, on the other hand, are earning monthly. This causes significant stress for the parent because they have to pay lump sum for multiple kids at the same time. We need to offer them a solution that can make their life a bit easier. To solve these problems, we launched Zenda in 2021, June, in DIFC. Zenda's mission is to build financial products for families, for parents, and for schools. As we all know, financial services products are commodities, whether that's payments, lending, insurance. They're generic solutions. But education as a sector is very, very unique. What works in a restaurant does not work in education. So what we have done over the last 18 months is worked with colleagues across different schools to build products ground up, to build products that take into account the needs of the school and can do the last mile integration, last mile reconciliation that is very much needed. Over the last 18 months, we have launched 5 products. Number one is Pay Now, where parents can make payments on the app anytime, anywhere. And as I was mentioning earlier, parents have full visibility on what they have paid in the past, what do they need to pay in the future, can choose any payment method, and as soon as the payment is done, they can get an instant confirmation. Number two, or the second product that we launched was Pay Later, which gives the ability to the parent to break the payment into installments. Imagine if a parent had to pay 15,000 dirhams and they did not have it. What will they do? One option is they'll talk to the school, but that is embarrassing. Second option is they'll go and talk to friends and family, but that's a difficult conversation. The third option is they could go to their bank, but banks are not usually interested in offering a loan of such a small amount. With Zenda, parents get the option on the app, and without providing any additional documentation, any collateral, they can break it into installments, and the process gets completed. The third product that we launched was AutoPay, and this product was launched to solve the problem that we were talking about earlier, to ensure that the money gets collected on time. At the start of the year, parents see their full fee structure, they provide their credit card and debit card details, and on the due date, the money automatically gets deducted from their account straight into school account. Hence ensuring that cash flows become predictable for all the stakeholders in the ecosystem. Zenda, on the other hand, deals with all the ops. It registers the auto debits, it presents them, it follows up with the parents, and then at the end, settles the money to the school account. The fourth product that we have launched in the market is called InstaCredit. It's a credit line that the schools can use for short-term projects, to pay suppliers, to meet their budget in summer when the collections are low. Again, this is offered without any additional collateral, without any additional document, hence making it easier for the school to avail credit without having to go to a bank, to another financial provider who will charge exorbitant amount of interest. And lastly, the fifth product that we have launched is called ZenCare. In our conversations with the parents, we understood that they have a lot of anxiety about their kids' future and their kids' education. What if something happened to them? Who will pay for their kids' education? And unfortunately, insurance as a sector has been unable to provide this bite-sized option to them. So what we did, we worked with players in DIFC, insurance providers, to build a micro insurance product that the parents can take while they're paying fees. And what that means is that if something happens to them, the insurance provider takes care of kids' education for the next 10 years. If they're hospitalized for 3 months, the insurance company provides cover for full year's tuition fee, hence giving them the protection and the cover that they very much need. We have been in the market for about 18 months, and we're very fortunate with the traction that we have seen, with the affection we have seen from schools and colleges and parents. Today, we are present in about 100 schools in UAE, which is about 20% of the market share, making us the leader in the market. These schools process over $1 billion of tuition fees. And lastly, and more importantly, we have gotten a lot of affection from parents, because for the first time, they have visibility on what they need to pay. They can pay sitting at home, and they can break it into installments whenever they want to. We're only getting started. We're 18 months young, and over the next few months as well, we'll keep on innovating and building products that hopefully enhance schools' experience and solves the problems that they face today. That'll be all today. Thank you so much for the time, and thank you. And if there are any questions, we'll have to take them. Yes.
What is the recovery process?
Sure. So for that specifically applies to the pay later product, right? Now, the risk for the pay later transaction is borne by the lender, right? So if for some reason the parent does default, then the risk does not lie with the school, it lies with the lender. So the school is completely on the safer side. The school gets the money upfront and the transaction closes there. Very good. Cool. The interest rates that I charge work in two ways. So some schools want to give this flexibility to the parent, so then they pay the processing fee or the interest charges. Then some schools do not want to bear it on their side, and then they pass it on to the customer. The interest rate is usually what the market rate is. It varies based on different markets. In UAE, it hovers around 3%. In India, it hovers around 5 to 6%. Exactly. So as of today, we work with schools as their payments and financing partner, and the schools introduce us to the parents, because at the end, it's a school's product, and they are the right people to do it. Thank you.
You mentioned that there are a lot of schools using this in the UAE. Can you speak about how that experience has been?
Sure. No, thank you. So when we started initially, we thought that our product might apply to a certain segment of the population, right? It might only work for, let's say, the premium segments, because those are the people who want to pay for it. But what we have seen is that this product is actually relevant across segments. So we have schools in Ras Al Khaimah, Ajman, Sharjah, all the way up to Abu Dhabi, starting from a fees of 10,000 dirhams going up to a fees of 100,000 dirham, right? So it's a product that works across segments, has seen affection from parents across segments as well. And as we start working with the school, we see that these 100 got onboarded. We see that the feedback from the parents is also similarly positive. Yes, we do. First, we launched in UAE. India, we launched mid last year. Right now, we're focusing in North and Delhi, Bangalore, and Cochin. But we're working with close to about 400, 450 schools offering similar set of products. Yes, so there are a few. What I was saying earlier, so the risk of those. Yes, yes. So what do we do with bad debts, right? So unfortunately, schools have bad debts. Some people just, they leave and they can go out of city, they can go out of country. That's just the nature of the industry. But the benefit of the pay later product is that then that risk is shifted from the school to the lender, right? The lender obviously does their due diligence before giving this opportunity to the parent, but if they do, then it is their responsibility and the risk kind of lies on them. So in a way, it also kind of helps the school because you don't need to have those difficult conversations that you typically need to, and somebody else can kind of do it since it's their business. But on the flip side, what we have seen is education as a sector actually has bad debts that are insignificant, right? So the number today is 0.88% of the parents have not paid yet. They are not defaulters, they have not paid yet. Exactly. Is there, but now since the third party is also involved, right, now we can do things that the school cannot. We can nudge the parent a bit more frequently. We can also call them and tell them to pay. School might not be able to do that. So by having a third party involved as well just ensures that most of the money comes through. And parents by general don't want to default on their kids' education, so that's something that kind of works for the entire ecosystem. Okay. Awesome, that'll be it. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful day.